Welcome back to Garage Matters. Now today, I'm going to be doing a quick review on a portable jump starter. The product that I'm going to be reviewing is this Oxilam Jump-starter. This is the Y5 model. And for this test, we are going to try it out on this 2010 Nissan Frontier. So this has got a large displacement motor. It's a V6. And it might not be as big as my 6.6 that's sitting outside, but a 4-liter V6 is still a pretty big size motor. And we are gonna try to hook this up to this battery. Now this battery is still connected. And let me show you what is going on with this vehicle before we start unboxing that portable jump starter to see if it's gonna have enough power to start up this vehicle. So let's go ahead, hop in here, and this is how we know we have a dead battery. I'm gonna come right here, crank the motor, try to start it up. Alright, that is how you know you have a dead battery. Take a look at the gauges. These needles right here are just bouncing up and down. We're gonna try it one more time. Those are classic signs that you have a dead battery. It's not completely dead, but it's almost gone. And you can still save these batteries, especially these lead acid batteries, if you get it jump started and charged. Once they drop below 50%, they're pretty much toast, and you can't save them by trying to recharge them or anything, because that is just the way those lead acid batteries work right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and hook this up to this battery and try to jump start it and bring it back to life. Now there is another option, such as using these traditional jump starting cables, and these have always came in handy in the past, but the only problem is you're gonna have to find another vehicle that can come to your location and park the front of the vehicle close enough to the battery for these battery cables to stretch from this vehicle to the other vehicle to help you out. Now if you don't have another vehicle around, you can always call a friend, or you can call the insurance, but that's gonna take time. Let's go ahead and get this unboxed and see if we can save ourselves. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this box and see what we can learn from it. Now again, we have the Y5 model right here. On the side right here, it does say that it is a jump starter, has a power bank, and LED lighting. And we're going to go through all of these claims and make sure that all of these work. And then what else is on here? On the back side, here are some more product specifications, product names. So this is mainly a jump starter. Model's Y5, 88 watt hours capacity, starting voltage 12 volts, USB-C in and out, USB-A, and then these are other outputs as well, DC output. And then right here is their contact information. So anything else over here, there is over here. So I'm gonna assume these pictures dictate that you can use it for 2-wheelers, 4-wheelers, SUVs, and box trucks as well too. So I'm gonna guess this is gonna include diesels, but let's get this unboxed and see if there's any other manuals inside of here where we could learn more about this product. All right, so here we go, and it looks like it is all right. So nothing else in the box. So I do like that it does come in its own little pouch. Everything looks like it is packaged really nice. I don't know if this is waterproof or whatnot, but I guess it's okay since it is wrapped in this plastic film. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what is inside of here. All right, so we have the jumper cables in here. User manual, so let's see. This is gonna tell us how to use it. jump starter charging instruction. Please charge the unit before the first use and avoid the device while it is charging. Okay, well, we are in limbo right now, so we are just gonna hook it up to this vehicle and then see if it works right out of the box, because normally most batteries that you purchase already have a charge in it, and we're gonna put it through its paces and just unwrap this, hook it up to the vehicle, and try to start it up. Now let's go back in here. So in here is telling us jump start charging. Okay, so vehicle instruction for please confirm that the power is above 80%. Okay, so I guess we're gonna hook this up to the vehicle, make sure it's above 80. Insert, connect, start the engine within 30 seconds. Okay, so once we hook it up, we're gonna start it up within 30 seconds. Pull out the plug and disconnect the battery. Alright, insert the jumper cable. This is telling us how to connect it. Start the vehicle, and interval time between each starting must be over 30 seconds. If after 3 times failure, stop trying again because your battery is dead. Alright, when the vehicle is started, remove the jumper cable from the jump starter and disconnect the red and black clamps to the vehicle terminals within 30 seconds. So it seems like 30 seconds is the magic number. Charging the cell phone. Okay, so we're not gonna go with charging the cell phone just yet. We're gonna hook this up to this vehicle and see if there is enough battery right out of the box to start up this vehicle. Because if you don't open it up and charge it, maybe you're just keeping it in your vehicle in a box, never thinking about charging it. But that's why we're just gonna unplug this real quick and put it on this vehicle and see if it's gonna work. Alright, so this looks like, okay, looks like a picture of the hood, so I'm guessing this is where the jump starter wires are gonna go. Alright, so it looks like this. I'm gonna hook it up just like this right here. Ooh, start blinking. Let's go ahead and press this and see what happens when we press this. Okay, so we are at 78%. It says it's got 15 volts inside this battery. What else can we learn from it? Okay. Alright, I guess that is it. So in the instructions, I think it said we had to be above 80%. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and hook this up to the vehicle and give it a try. Now I was getting ready to hook this up, but I just want to show you guys something real quick. But take a look at how thick these battery cables are. These are 8 gauge battery cables, so these are pretty thick. These are real battery cables. I know they're real battery cables. They're not those tiny little ones, but take a look at these over here. These are from the jump starters cables, but they are almost similar in size, not much difference. But that is how we're going to get enough power from these DC batteries to jumpstart each other. So I'm glad that these battery cables are, I'm gonna hope that they're properly sized, but I'm gonna guess they are properly sized. But take a look at these up here. So these are my other battery cables. I usually make my own battery cables, and these are, let's see if I can find them. Okay, so alright, so right here they are 4 gauge wires, 4 battery cables. And I usually make my own battery cables just to replace old ones, but at least it appears that these cables right here are properly sized, and I am glad to see properly sized cables on this jump starter. Alright guys, we've got the negative cable hooked up to the battery. We're gonna hook up the positive to the positive side over here. If you're unsure, just look at your battery terminals. Usually the red is always gonna be the positive, so you just hook up the red to the red, the black to the black over here, and you just look at the battery cable. It's a black cable coming up to this terminal, and that is how you are gonna know. And if you aren't sure, look behind here. You can kind of see it. I'll do my best to show you guys, but right back behind here, there is a little symbol right here for the negative sign, and there'll be one over here for the positive side as well. So you can't mess this up if you're trying to save yourself and do this by yourselves. Let's go ahead and hook this up. So we've got 30 seconds to go inside the vehicle and crank her up. So go ahead and hook this up right here. Alright, there we go. And then let's see what is going on here. Alright, so you notice it turned green. Yep, so it's sending power. We're at 51%. It's turned green. Stop flashing. Let's go inside this vehicle real quick and give it a shot. Let's see if it works. Alright. Ooh, not bad at all. Perfect. Perfect. It actually works. Now let's go back to the vehicle and unplug it from the battery. So we're going to go ahead and unplug it real quick. Alright, there we go. Perfect, perfect. And let's go ahead and unplug this as well too. Get that unplugged. And I am going to have to open up this garage so I can let this battery charge while I have it inside the garage and it is up and running. So we are just gonna let this vehicle run like this and let it charge so we don't have a dead drain battery again. Now I am surprised that this actually worked. This actually worked one try. All you had to do, wait until it stopped blinking, turn solid green, and then it fired right up one time. That's pretty amazing. You know, I think I will keep this inside all my vehicles, and it's going to make it so much easier to use. And you guys saw that it was really easy to use. No way of messing it up. Let's go ahead and test the other features on this as well. Now to get this light to come on, there is only one button on this device. All we're going to do is press and hold this button for about 2 seconds, and then this light should come on. But if you notice, this entire device is black and orange, and it's a one button design on purpose to help make those high stressful environments a whole lot easier so you can't mess it up. So let's go ahead and press and hold this for about 2 seconds, see if this light is going to work. Alright, so the light does come on, and that is plenty of light, especially during the hours of darkness, to illuminate those areas that you need to be illuminated. Now this light should have a couple more options as well. Let's go ahead and press this button one more time. And you do have a strobe. So this strobe is going to be extremely helpful during those hours of darkness. Especially when you're out on the road alone and you're trying to capture someone's attention. You can just wave it like that. That'll definitely get their attention, either to stay away from you or to come to you. Now if that still doesn't get their attention, you can press it one more time, and then it's gonna go to the SOS symbol, and this will definitely get someone's attention to let them know that, hey, I'm in distress, please send help, come rescue me. Now I really like that. Let's go ahead and press it one more time and see what happens. Alright, so one more press turns it off. Now apparently over here it does have charging ports to charge your devices. So I've got 3 devices right here. I've got my flashlight. I'm going to hook it up right here. I'm going to hook this other flashlight right here as well too. And then we're going to see if we could charge all 3 of these devices at the same time. Alright. And then I have my phone. So let's hook up this phone right here. Okay. Alright, everything is plugged up. And let me zoom in down here so you guys can see what is going on. Alright, so with it zoomed in, this little red light is on. It does let me know that it is charging. This one is also charging as well. You can see the indicators, and then let's see if the phone is also charging as well. Okay, so up here it is charging at 78%, so it does work. And let's see right here, so it is telling us it's connected here, and we are sending 15.3 volts out these outlets to charge these 3 devices. And incredibly, we have 71% capacity left in this thing right here. And for our final test, I think we're gonna do a quick drop test. So most vehicle heights, we're not gonna be probably higher than this. So I think we're just gonna hold it from up here and then just drop it straight to the ground and see what happens. So this is about 6 feet high. I highly doubt anyone is gonna be using this above 6 feet to charge their vehicles. So let's see what happens. All right, so we dropped it and we are gonna come here. All right, so it looks like it still works, and I'm quite surprised. And again, the build quality, it is pretty good. I do like it. All this is rubberized hard material, and it is non-slip as well too. So I really like this, and I think for an easier replacement that's gonna give you capacity to charge your charging devices, your iPhones, as a backup, I would carry this in all my vehicles. Now hopefully this video helped you guys out if you've always been on the fence on whether these portable jump starters are worth your money. Now, as you can tell, this Oxilam Jump-starter, the Y5 model, had enough power to turn over this V6 4-liter displacement motor, no issues. It wasn't struggling, it just fired right up. And you can tell when an engine fires right up because it'll start really quick. This one had no issues delivering that power. And now for the other features of this jump starter. It does have USB charging. I was able to charge up to 3 devices with USB. Now the other thing I like about it is the flashlight. I think the flashlight to me is the most important part of this item aside from the jump starting ability. Now with this flashlight, it has a regular flashlight and then it has a strobe light, which is gonna get those drivers' attentions, whether to stay away from you or come to you or help you get noticed. Now if you're in a jam and you really need someone to notice you and come help, or you're trying to send help, you're gonna click that third option, the SOS option, to let people know that, hey, you're in distress, I need help, someone come to my rescue. Now, that's gonna do it this time for Garage Matters. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and join us next time on Garage Matters.